Alright, welcome back to match 2 of day 2 of SCL5. We've got Team Footwork against Dunktown. Footwork bringing a very, very interesting setup, possibly a different take on one of yesterday's. They've got a Golem, triple Rail Vulture, and a bunch of Harpies and Merlins.
And on the other side, we've got Dunktown bring a tried and true triple Dami setup supported by an Aneros and a legion of armor frigates.
Yep, I actually think the Footwork setup here could have worked quite well against some of the others we've seen, but against this triple Dommy setup, I think there's just going to be so much damage so quickly from those guards, especially where they've both come in at 50, but they've actually landed fairly close to each other. I think the Dommy's just going to be too powerful. They're just going to take these vultures out before they've got the time to finish off the Neros.
Gonna have to agree with you there. And additionally, I think the frigate support for the Dunktown team is a lot more resilient, and that's also going to play a factor.
Yep, and we're starting to see the match begin now, so I'm sure we'll be seeing some very heavy sentry fire soon, probably some rail fire onto the Neros as well, who is now just starting to take some shield damage.
And yep, those are guard 2s deployed for Dunktown, doing work.
Yep, interesting choice there. Looks like they're going for frigates first rather than trying to take out the DPS. Risky. If it kills their Neros fast enough, they might seriously regret that. But if the Neros can tank, then they're still going to be fine, as they do blap a frigate down.
And that Aneros is taking serious fire, and he is getting just a hail of painters and all sorts of nastiness applied on him, but he's holding around half armor, dropping slowly.
Yeah, very risky choice. They're still continuing to try and kill off these frigates. They are killing them. That's Merlin down, another one dropping pretty quickly now, will be gone very shortly. But as this Aneros continues to bleed armor, unless he can get out of range of his vultures, which it looks highly unlikely he will, that's really going to cost him.
And the Golem is being damped. It has not entered its Bastion mode yet. That could also be a factor. Perhaps they're killing the frigates so the Neros can pull range, but it doesn't look like that effort's going to be effective.
No, I don't know what they need to be killing those vultures. The vultures won't have a chance under the combined sentry fire. They could have got probably at least 2 of them down by now as triple dummies, but they're still wasting time on frigates as their Neros bleeds into structure.
And then Aneros is down, along with several frigates from the Footwork side.
Yeah, they're going to have the Footwork frigates out very shortly, but I just don't think it's going to matter. They've started to take that heavy damage on Aneros already, and now the Dominixes will be switching over to a Vulture. But I don't think it's going to be very close. They've made it much harder for themselves than they should have.
Definitely agree with you there. That Dommy's... Wow, that Dominix is dropping much more rapidly than I would have thought.
Oh, these new buff rails and the buff vultures, they do a lot of damage. I'm not surprised at all to see these dummies dropping quickly. I think the only real chance that Dunktown had was to kill off these vultures very early on, because they don't have any other reps. They could have dropped very fast. We're starting to see the vulture now dropping. If they'd gone for him straight off, they probably would have had 2 of these vultures down by now, but now they're going to lose that Dominix before they can kill anything. And yeah, Blue Melon now is bleeding more and more and more. He's going to be in structure very shortly. And they just don't seem to be able to break this Vulture. I don't know why. They should be able to. He's tanking hard. He's going to be ASB boosted. He does have natural resist bonuses. So it's a hard ship, but he won't be lasting much longer. As soon as that reload cycle goes, he's going to drop. But he should have been dead at the first ship of this match. I don't know what they're doing.
And even if they do bring down the Vulture, the remaining DPS they have on there, I think, is more than enough to clear out the remaining 2 Dominixes on Dunktown.
Most likely, yeah. If we end up with the Vultures and the Dommies going, and it's just this Golem against all these frigates, if he's got a web, especially if he's got a painter, he might actually be able to kill them. I certainly think he'll survive to the end of the match. He may even have a chance of killing them as cruisers. They're not going to do a lot of damage, but it will continually plink away at these frigates. As the second Dominix is going into armor, and that Vulture is still repping so far.
Now we're seeing the Dominix, edging ever closer to structure. And now some of the frigates as well taking damage on the Dunktown side, while that Vulture is holding strong in very healthy shields.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed with the tank on these Vultures. I really did think it would have dropped by now. I know they're strong ships when it comes to tank, even with an ASB, but I really would have thought 2 Dommies would have been enough to chew through one, so maybe it wouldn't have been the right call going for him, but they had to drop that DPS off. They spent so long trying to kill frigates with sentry drones when they have the stronger frigate support anyway. It's just such a waste of damage.
And that second Dominic's now down. The third one's going to be well on his way shortly.
Yeah, it looks like Footwork are going to take this with an unorthodox, but it looks like a pretty strong setup. And those frigates are going to be left trying to kill off 3 vultures and a golem, and I don't think they're going to have much chance there.
Looks like finally the Vulture's taking some sustained damage that he's not able to pull back from his shield bar, but at this point, that's too little too late.
Yeah, his airspeed's clearly on reload now. But yeah, he's probably going to drop somewhere around the time of that Dominic's as well, and they'll drop together, and that's going to be all the significant DPS gone from Dunktown, and that's probably going to be it for them. The frigates combined might take down another Vulture by the end of the match. The Vengeances do have quite a lot of damage on them, but even if they can, it's not going to matter.
Gotta say, I gotta feel this is an extremely winnable match for Dunktown. They sort of dunked themselves on this one.
Quite possibly. We've just gone past the 5-minute mark, I believe, so the Vulture did take a long time to die. It is possible that if they'd gone straight for them, they might not have won this still. The Vultures did tank pretty well, but they should have had that Vulture down long before now. It would have given the nearest a lot more chance. He may well have died around the same time as the first Vulture, and then those Dommies would have lasted a lot longer with less damage on them, and generally swung the match a lot in their favour. They should have trusted in their frigates to do their job, clear the tackle off, and not just wasted so much time with sentries on frigates. It's pretty much just going to be a mop-up job now. We're seeing the 3 Vengeances. They're still trying. They may as well give it a go, see if they can drop one of these Vultures down. But as the Vultures spread out as well, well, I say that, but they do appear to be pretty much sitting on the golem. But if they were to spread out, they'd be starting to get some transversal on these frigates now, making it a lot easier for them to pop each other. Looks like there's quite a bit of nossing going on from these frigs as well, so a bit of cat warfare there, but one of them's dropped, and I think we'll be seeing the others going down fairly shortly.
Yeah, and their combined damage, while respectable and for a frigate level combat against a command ship, doesn't really present any serious threat, especially one as thickly tanked as these Vultures have proven to be.
Yeah, and the new rails as well, especially the tracking bonus on Jav, are very good weapons. Traditionally, medium rails especially have been a pretty poor weapon, tend to be neglected, but these guys are showing the power of what they can do now, and this Vulture of Weasler is moving away from the other Vulture and Golem, and he's hitting these frigates pretty effectively.
We're also seeing some drones come into play now, Warrior 2s, and they are doing work.
Yeah, mop-up job now. I've got to say, I do like this setup. Definitely unorthodox, but Rail Vultures certainly proving strong DPS. A lot of damage from a lot of range. With the optimal bonuses on these, they're probably able to use potentially antimatter straight from the start there. And even if they do come in close for a brawl here, Javelin on rails does a lot of damage now. I think I'll be very interested to see this go up against the Varga triple slap setup. I don't think it would stand up to it the sheer amount of damage those slaps do, but it would be interesting to see.
Well, maybe we'll get lucky and have that matchup coming up.
Yeah, seems quite possible. We're just down to the last 2 Vengeances now, so hopefully they'll be running off the field, though. Looks like Jokan Weiss is trying to hero it out, seeing if he can get one of these Vultures down. A little bit more of an honor kill, but he's at least double painted, he's new tiers. He's getting hit with rails from range. He's not going to be lasting much longer here.
And if you're Footwork, you got to feel good about this setup. Obviously an experiment for them and a success for whatever reason. So we may in fact see them field it again.
Yeah, we've seen Footwork in the last tournament as well bring a lot of unorthodox setups and actually do very well with them. So that's it. The match is over and victory goes to Team Footwork.